bring you into the next millennium here at another fun Ford weekend. We have tons of racing action. If you're into the drag sport of Ford Mustangs, you're going to love the Pro 5.0 Roundup as we bring you some of the hottest tuned-up cars, some of the wildest street machines ever created for Ford fans. Get ready, strap in, say hello, and say goodbye because you're going for the ride of your life here at this fun Ford weekend as we bring you right down to our host, Ken Stout.
We're in beautiful southern sunny Florida for the first Fun Ford weekend event of the year. It's called the Spring Break Shootout, and we've got the best in the business. Pro 5.0, Street Outlaw, Street Renegade, and Mod Motor. $7,500 up for grabs. We've had some great #1 qualifying times. The Pro 5.0's deep down into the sevens, well over 180 miles per hour. The hot shoes are here, the money's up for grabs, and we're ready to go racing.
All right, race fans, get ready with Fun Ford Weekend's round #1 of the Pro 5.0 class. Out of the waterbox area, getting ready to bring the hides to heat. We had a chance to go down with Ken and talk about some of these cars.
Thanks, Al. I'm in the pits of Elias Dellatorre, and he's going to campaign a Pro 5.0 car. If you take a look at that power plant, you'll see there are some major modifications to it. But one of the rule restrictions are they can't use any big blocks. It must be a Ford small block, and they can go cubic inches 360 to 415, somewhere in that range. Now, they are allowed some power adders. You will see the Paxton supercharger on this car. You'll also find some turbochargers on some of the different cars in this category. They'll send that power back through an automatic in this case, which means he must weigh at least 2,800 pounds. Now, if he was going to use a stick shift, he'd have to weigh 3,000 pounds. After it goes through the transmission, they'll put that power to the track on a pair of big 15.5-inch wide slicks. How quick do they go? 765 to 770 at well over 180 miles per hour.
Well, here we go with the #2 qualifier. As you can look at the actual ladder, Gullett finally finds himself on top of one of the ladders here this weekend at the Fun Ford weekend. Switzer, on the other hand, the youngest kid here in racing trim, he's been unbelievable. But right now, Harrison Cavallari, Gino Cavallari comes to the line. Look at Cavallari with an amazing hole shot advantage. Leaves the starting line by 0.07 of a second down to the top end. Gino takes the win. Cavallari 808, 172 miles per hour. He'll advance to round #2. Here comes the Ramsey Racing beautiful Ford Mustang. What an awesome burnout across the line. I'll tell you, look at the kid though. Here comes one of the youngest we were talking about, Switzer, being Brandon, the driver of this purple beast, the 4th generation Mustang. This kid is just incredible for his age. He's the #2 qualifier out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida in that 98 Mustang. They'll hold to the line. Lights are coming down, and look at the hole shot. Incredible hole shot. Dennis Ramsey straps one on him, but Switzer on the top end takes the win. These are incredible cars, and Ken Stout found an incredible driver.
Up until this point in the category of Pro 5.0, the best ETs up on the board had been 765. Nobody's ever been in the 750 range. Well, Joe Silva, one day before the beginning of this weekend, ran an unprecedented 749 with a 414 cubic inch turbocharged power plant. He qualified #4. Keep your eyes on him. He could be the man to beat before this is all over with.
Well, Ken Stout's not kidding. This guy has been tough. You can remember just qualifying in some of the low numbers. De Silva's just been one of the tough Canadians here to beat. Look at this on the line, though. De Silva won't have any of it. He'll take full advantage of this round as Joe De Silva goes down out of Toronto, Canada. #4 qualifier takes out the #12 qualifier. Look at the number, 779, 183 miles per hour. Tell me he's not building some horsepower, baby. Next 2 cars to the starting line, Radovich and Gullett, the #1 qualifier. Here comes Gullett. Look at that burnout. Man, I'm going to tell you what, if you're into turbocharging, this is the guy you want to hang with in the pits. Gullett has been incredible here in qualifying this weekend as he'll back up his beautiful Florida-based machine. It's going to get tough here. There are some of the fastest guys out of the state of Florida. Jacksonville, Florida, the 88 Ford leads the line. Look at the wheels come up in the air. He has to set it back down, tames the Mustang down to the ground, and it looks like Gullett takes old Craig out of the program. Look at the number 815, 180. Gullett's going to another round. Ooh, I hope that smoke doesn't mean any damage for the kid. Next 2 cars, Elias Dellatorre's beautiful 4th generation Mustang. He's got the Paxton supercharger on it here in the far lane. He'll take on Testani. Testani, look at this wheel stand. Carries it out with beautiful chassis science. Man, did Dellatorre hang one out there and takes the victory. Elias runs a 774, 182. man, when is it gonna quit? These guys are knocking at the 185-mile-an-hour range here. This has just been an awesome weekend so far. Fans, get ready for it, fans. You're gonna like this. Coming out of the burnout box area now. If you're watching Gullet have some problems, hopefully we'll get word from the pits that he's fine. Chris Roberts comes up. The Other Woman, he calls his machine. Well, the Other Woman, pretty good name for him. That means that his wife's probably at home watching him right now on TV. So here comes Chris. The crew checks everything out. His most last breath of fresh air, opening up after that burnout. And Chris has been pretty good in qualifying. As we look down on the ladder here, we'll see that Chris and the boys brought their car for some serious business. Roberts qualified number 16. Brett Floyd, number 8 qualifier out of Vanderbilt, Georgia, the 2000 Mustang with a 401 cubic inch power plant under the hood, rolls to the starting line. You're gonna like this, fans. The new generation, they talk about aerodynamics, they talk about horsepower. Let's see if the Billboard, the number 16 qualifier, can get around this new yard guard here in the far lane. As they leave the starting line, well, looks like Roberts is gonna get to watch this one from the taillight section of this 4th generation Mustang. Down on the top end, Britt Floyd, 8.08 seconds, 166 miles per hour. Look at that reaction time, 5:03 as a chute brings him to a halt. Next to the line, here comes Keenan Fields, Jimmy Keen, all the way from Palmetto, Florida. Oh, this kid is incredible. He's number 11 qualified machine. Keen's number 5 actually qualifying. Look at this, there's problems on the line. Keen gets on the brakes. You may know that he has an easy win here. Jimmy Keen goes down, mild run, no way. He keeps his foot into it again. The brake lights just threw us off, 788, 177. There's Jimmy Keen putting the chute out. He'll be back for another round. No newcomer here to Bradenton. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the line now, Hebner and Samuels. Chuck Samuels out of Chicago, Illinois, actually Morton Grove suburb. There's Jeff Brock down there, the nitrous guru from Tampa, Florida, working on Chuck Best's beautiful machine. Chuck Samuel, the hired gun to drive this 4th generation Mustang. To the line, look at Samuels, rips the lights up, finds himself a hole shot. Hebner stays with him down around a quarter panel. Now Samuels takes full charge and advantage and a win light. 787, 170 miles per hour. We'll be back in a moment with more racing here at Bradenton. This Fun Ford weekend has been brought to you by Super Chips, 888 Car Chip. By Redline Water Wetter. By Flowmaster, the exhaust technology company. MV Performance, for all your Mustang performance needs, MV. Ford Performance Solutions, when you're looking for that horsepower in your Ford, Ford Performance. Muscle Mustangs and Fast Fords, your 5-liter power source. Modern Mustang, for all your modern Mustang needs. Mustangs Unlimited, 800-243-7278. Vortec Superchargers. Get super power with Vortec. And by Prodigy Motorsports. Don't go anywhere, fans. Coming right up, it's the Street Outlaw class, round number 1.
Super Chips Incorporated, the world leader in aftermarket automotive computer chip technology, offers a complete line of computer chips and computer upgrades for almost all General Motors and Ford vehicles. Since 1983, Super Chips Incorporated has designed computer chip programs and other electronic performance products for stock and modified vehicles. With over 15 years of experience, you will not find another company with more computer programming experience for race, tow, and recreational vehicles. For more information, call 1-888-CAR-CHIP.
Well, here we go, Ford fans, as we bring you Street Outlaw class, round number 1. You know, Kenny Stout had a chance to talk to Mike Murillo in the pits.
You're looking at the defending champion in the Street Outlaw category, Mike Murillo, checking the air pressure in the back tires of Kenjo Kelly's car. Why? Because the tires are probably the most critical option in this class. They're only allowed to run a true 10.5-inch wide tire, not a 10.6W, which in reality is about 11.5 inches wide. None of these cars in this category have ever been in the 7-second zone, even though they do have the horsepower. Motor modifications, well, they're allowed basically anything you want to run, kind of like the Pro 5.0 class, except cubic inches are only allowed to go 360 unless you have nitrous, where you're allowed 450. Why are the nitrous cars allowed 450 cubic inches? Well, the combination is a lot more volatile. It's very, very hard to find a sweet spot and keep it there with the nitrous cars. These guys are doing a great job. It is a wild and woolly class to keep 1,500 horsepower planted to those small back tires.
Well, as we get ready to go in this round of Street Outlaw, you can check it out. Sorby and the guys on the top of the ladder, Lugo, Gatlin, there are some incredibly fast guys here this weekend. Allen, Gore, Cox, and Stick find themselves on the other side of the Street Outlaw ladder, and watch as they come to the line. Stick and Pingington. Pingington has the hood off the car for some obvious reason. Maybe it's broke down there, and it looks like it's going to be a great one for the Americas Georgias-based 89 Mustang of Stick. Down on the top end, look at this, a nice run, runs it through at 902, 151 miles per hour. Lance is coming back for another round of action here in the incredible Street Outlaw class. Hopefully he'll have it all tuned up for the next outing, because some of these guys are flat out flying here this weekend. Next two cars, it's Brandon Harkless coming up. Harkless's beautiful red machine. What a great looking burnout there by Brand. As he'll bring it to the starting line, you can see that, the intensity on the driver's face as he rolls to the line. The TPS-sponsored Mustang rolls in. Brand qualified number 4. Harkless qualified number 15 out of Lake Wales, Florida in the 87 Mustang. There's the whole shot by Brand, the number 4 qualifier, rips it up to the top end. Man, he's going to lay down some good numbers here. Brand shuts it off, 944 on the top end of the quarter mile. And Brad goes 135 miles per hour to show his hoof-kicking stout ability in that Stang. Next two cars to the line as we get ready. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a great one. Davis and Sorby. Sorby getting up. Davis going to show us a little bit of a burnout here as he comes to the line, his beautiful green GT. Sorby, on the other hand, he was the number 1 qualifier for this event. Ken Stout had a chance to find him.
You're looking at a car that's able to utilize the lightest, most cubic inches in the category of Street Outlaw. It's a nitrous car with a 400 cubic inch power plant underneath the hood, originally built by Mr. Brianti. This car is the number 1 qualifier in Street Outlaw with the nitrous combination. Keep in mind, this category typically dominated by superchargers. Sorby ran 843 at 164 miles per hour. That makes him the number 1 qualifier and also makes him the man to beat in Street Outlaw.
And believe me, Ken, they're out to beat him, baby, because Davis is lining up that beautiful, I'm going to tell you what, that's Reagan Green over there. And look at the green light he lays down on the tree. Davis takes Sorby out, and now Sorby's going to use every ounce of that number 1 qualifying horsepower, and he does on the top end. The man from New York runs down 848, 166. He's got to be thinking right now, man, I almost got beat on a reaction time. Holy cow. Next two to the line, here comes Newsham and Gore. Newsham, beautiful black machine. Look at Gore's machine over there. Gore's the number 7 qualifier. Mitch out of Columbus, Georgia, 87 Mustang. That thing is flat out getting it on. 87 with a 357 cubic inch small block Ford. Joseph is the number 18 qualifier here in the far lane. As they leave the lights, double green light start. Then a reaction time goes to Newsham. And I'm going to tell you, down on the top end, look at Gore. He's looking for all the boats on this one. Top end, he gets it too. He gets the job done, old Mitch does. 859, 159 miles per hour. Looks like Gore will advance to the next round here in Street Outlaw Eliminator. Now, we've got it going on. Holly in the background. Everyone's just pumping up here at Bradenton. Thompson versus Cox in this outing. Thompson has the older generation Mustang, and there's one of those brand new 4th generation Mustang bodies coming up in the tower side here. You gotta like this. Ron Cox, number 5 qualifier, Fayetteville, Georgia based, 94 Cobra. Beautiful machine. Cox rolls in the red machine, and looks like Carlton Thompson out of Tallahassee, Florida, 89 Mustang with a 383 cubic inch machine. Number 16 qualifiers, Thompson. Oh, and look at the wheels going here. Thompson puts a strapping on him, gets a whole shot, and now it looks like it's going to be a great one as Cox goes around him. Number 5 qualifier prevails, 866, 162 miles per hour. Is that a picture of beauty? Brand new Mustang with a parachute hanging out the back. What will they think of next? Here comes Lugo, Mr. Turbocharger out of the Florida state, ready to go, and Hancock over here. I believe in the old graphics looking machine. Listen to the turbo. Amazing. The horsepower Lugo puts down the track there. Dennis Lugo, number 9 qualifier, a Popka Florida base 89 Mustang, and he takes the easy win here. 866, 159 miles per hour to a 995. Hancock out of Georgia. Well, he's going to have a little tow back to his trailer to get it ready for another Ford event. Good job by both drivers, though. That'll bring up Stan Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the number 2 qualifier from Louisiana. The 1990 401 cubic inch Ford small block, taking on James Petit. Petit out of Port Richey, Florida, in his 79 Mustang. Man, is it awesome to see one of the oldies but goodies coming back to the line. You see the 79 all fired up and ready to go as they roll in right here. I'm going to tell you, Stan Allen, number 2 qualifier. Let's see if he shows off some of that awesome horsepower that got him the number 2 spot. Top end charge, he's got it going on 899 with a victory at 160 miles per hour. James down there in the top end goes 917 at a $147. Talk about performance. Well, look at this guy. He's checking it all out, watching the gauges. Well, it's that Texas Twister style. That is a cool looking Mustang right there. Beautiful machine out of Arlington, Texas. It's the number 6 qualified machine of Travis Franklin. Franklin finds a broken by here. Oh man, Anna Baez out of Harbor City didn't make it in his 87 Celine. Gives Travis Franklin the number 6 spot, a test run here. Look at him lay down the law. 857 fans, 158 miles per hour. Travis, I'm going to tell you what, man, this guy is on a trip. And we move right to the number 3 qualifier. Look at this, Michael Gatlin out of Sunrise, Florida, 89 Mustang gets a broken by. Kenjo Kelly. No, it's not Cato's from the Green Hornets brother. It's Kenjo Kelly from Lake Jackson who didn't make the call. Number 3 qualifier, though, Michael Gatlin out of Sunrise, Florida. 89 Mustang runs out the back end with that small block. 855, 164 miles per hour. Ford fans, Blue Oval fans, if you're sitting at home paying attention, I'm going to tell you what, these are some awesome numbers. Look, we've seen 3 in the 850s, the 860s. These guys are some serious contenders. Here comes another single pass with all the carnage we had in qualifying. A lot of cars went to the pit area and did not make the round here in first round eliminator. Well, it didn't matter for Robinson. He said, I'll take it any way I can get it. Joe Robinson, big upset here because the number 8 qualifier, Jeff Tyson out of Snow Hill, North Carolina, didn't make it in his 89 Mustang. And it looks like the number 19 qualifier, Joe Robinson out of Jonesboro, Louisiana, brings his 93 to a victory lap here. Runs down, and you can see what the qualifying's all about. Like we've seen the 850 car qualify 3, 931. This is the number 19 qualifier, and he'll be back for another round of action to shake it up with some of the bad boys in this class at a $134. Here we go with another single run. Baccaro coming up here. The Summit Street Outlaw class as Baccaro will roll to the line. Baccaro was supposed to take on Brian Dalton out of Lexington, South Carolina. Well, the number 11 qualifier out of Franklin Park, Illinois. Man, I know where that's at. 93 Ford Mustang goes down to the top end. 885, 156 miles per hour. Baccaro will be back. Don't go anywhere, fans. Coming right up, it's Street Renegade round number 2.
Redline Lubricants, racer proven to enhance the everyday performance of your car. Experience the same high performance as the pros with Redline Performance products and significantly reduce everyday engine wear. Redline Lubricants are specially formulated with anti-wear additives that protect far beyond other oils and lubricants. Call 800-624-7958 for details on our complete line of oils and additives. Redline Oil, lubricants designed for performance.
Welcome back, race fans, to DeSoto Memorial Dragway. Man, fur coat in March, huh? Woo. We're getting ready. Here we go. Fun Ford weekend. It's going to be round number 2 of Street Renegade coming your way. As they come to the starting line, it's the number 9 qualifier versus the number 16 qualifier. Man, the first outing was great. LaRocca finds himself up there. He may have some problems, rumor has it, from the pit area. But right now, the number 9 qualifier out of Ringgold, Georgia, in his 88 Mustang will find the starting line right here. Lyons versus Smith. Tommy Smith out of Newborn, Georgia. 87 Mustang with a 302. Look at him leave the starting line on a green light start. Good lead for the white machine, and there was problems right off the bat. Down on the top end, it looked like Lyons will take the easy win, shutting it off 1064, 128 miles per hour. Smith apparently had some problems on the starting line. I don't know what that was all about, but may have cost him a round victory. Check this one out. Street Renegade. This is Mr. Extreme himself coming to the starting line. You gotta love this. The Fun Ford weekend. Could it be a pace car? Who knows? It's a cool car, though. Manny Sabalas coming up in the Summerfield machine. Look at Sabalas strapping one on him on the starting line. Man, what a great leave off the line. Looked like big problems down there, though, for Sabalas. Leaving the starting line, number 10 qualifier out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. Summerfield goes down, finds himself the victory. Foul light over there for the big white convertible, and he's got some major problems in the head gasket department, I would think, under there. You see the steam puffing out there. 1637, 72 miles per hour. Old John got himself the biggest break of the day right there. That'll bring up the number 4 qualifier, Tom Annunziata out of New York City. Annunziata pulls up versus Mitchell in this outing. Mitchell comes up from Newark, Delaware, 90 Mustang with a 302 on board, ready to leave the line. Look at the hole shot. Man, what a great one it was. 8:44 the reaction time to the incredible 5:34. Annunziata takes the victory. Tommy shows his stuff right off the bat. 9.70, 139 miles per hour. A great job for that Mustang kid. I'll tell you, he's been hot all weekend here. Here comes the lethal injection machine. One of the wildest ones, Rick Goss out of Lehigh, Florida, 89 Mustang. Ed Thomas, on the other hand, qualified a bit better. The number 6 qualifier rolls up out of Middletown, Delaware. He's not going to make the call, they tell us. He's broke down. Looks like Goss will take himself a win here. Thomas had some major problems down there in the engine compartment. Starter says, hey, it's a broken bye. Good luck to you. Let's see if Goss goes for lane choice on the next outing. Let's see if he just beats the snot out of this thing or just saves parts. Well, you look at it and you say, man, I'd like to see a show, but he's going to save some pieces here. Running a little bit hard, and he says he knows how tough the competition is in this class. He'll take it easy all the way down to the top end and come back for the next round of the Paxton Supercharged Sponsored Street Renegade class. 1482, 77 miles per hour. Old Rick just takes his time back to the pit area to get it tuned up for the next outing. Number 8 qualifier will roll to the line now out of the burnout box area. He's number 8 in the MV Performance sponsored machine. This is a beautiful Ford Mustang. Check it out as he rolls up. Michael Souza is ready to go out of South Carolina. Gaza, excuse me. I would think of Souza hitting a home run or something, but Gaza knows how to hit him out of the park too. Watch this as he'll roll up in his chassis engineering sponsored machine. Street Renegade, awesome class. Easily into the 10s for some of these guys. Rolls in for the green light start. Gaza goes down. South Carolina-based Ford and the MV Performance guys. Show him how it's done. He's got the 89 model year, 306 cubic inches. Top end charge, 1087, baby. 125 miles per hour. Good charge for Gaza. He'll be back for the next round of action here. And the next 2 coming to the starting line, fans, get ready. Tobner and Wagner rolling to the line out of the burnout box area. Man, you can check it out. Tobner really lighting the hides up on that machine. As they roll to the starting line, Tobner's car looking awful nice. He's got all that these little tires on the back end. Look like 9-inch tires, 9-inch slicks on the back end. As they go, look at Wagner making a move, though. Wagner will have none of it as he leaves here out of Greenville, Indiana. Whoa, gets all squirrely down there. Has to shut the old Mustang down a bit. Scary ride there. Wagner takes the win. 1142, 101 miles per hour. Man, Wagner, look at this. What a driving job. All out of shape there. I don't know what he did. Maybe kicked in another turbo or a supercharger or something, or some nitrous. Who knows? I'll tell you, after a ride like that, I'd have to go check my chassis. And next to the line, the number 5 qualifier here. I'll tell you, out of Tennessee, the 97 Mustang. Cool looking car. Rolls up here. Let's see if Callaway's going to save some pieces here. It's going to be Charles Callaway out of Tennessee. And he does. The 308 cubic inch Mustang rolls up here and just says, hey, I'm going to have to need more than just horsepower to win this deal here today in Renegade. He'll take his time down there to the 8th mile, making his charge. And fans, you would say, hey, why didn't he go for lane choice? Hey, he just thought, I need every ounce of horsepower I'll need all weekend to just get here in Renegade and maybe to the finals. You know what? I heard there's some modular madness coming up, and Ken Stout found it.
This beautiful black 2000 Mustang is a perfect example of the cars you'll find in the mod motor class. Mod stands for modular. Modular means it's a single overhead cam motor or a double overhead cam motor, which you'll find in all the late model Ford vehicles. Now, you can run either combination that you'd like. In fact, you don't have to run a Mustang. You can run a full-bodied car. You can even run a pickup truck if you want. Why? Because this is a bracket race. Anything goes. Just be consistent. There is a 1/10 breakout rule, and they will run off a pro tree, which is a little bit different for a bracket race. Oh, there's also one other key to this category. There's some big cash up for grabs courtesy of Ford. How much? $7,500.
And get ready, Fun Ford Weekend fans. We're going into round number 2 of Modular Motor. Man, they're all dialed in and ready to go. Diaz and Charles coming to the line. I'll tell you, Charles has been running strong, number 1 qualifier in this event. Joe Charles dials in his Georgia-based 91 Ford at a 1041. As we see the ladder, you can see one of your favorites here in the Modular Motors, one of the largest and upcoming classes in any Ford event, the modular class. So they're all dialed in. They're already leaving the starting line. As we look at Charles leaving down there, 10:41. He has to catch up to the 13:25 dialed in New Jersey-based Diaz. Down to the top end. Look at Charles with the win. How about a 10:30 on a double breakout? He goes 10:30 and a 10:41. Comes back for another round of action here. Next two cars getting ready to come out of the water box area. They're already staged up and ready to go to the tree, baby. They got them dialed in. Ready is John Marquin out of San Antonio, Texas, and Roxanne Shepard out of Inkster, Michigan, the lady in the 99 Mustang GT. 281 cubic inch modular engine. 1290 to the dial, 1283 down on the top end. Oh, Roxanne, watch out. She breaks out, runs way too quick. 1283 on a 1290. A 1283 wins on a double breakout, goes 1281. Win light in the far lane. Roxanne gave it away to John. Paul Spanicki coming up, and Randy Morrison. Jackson, Michigan-based 98 Mustang. And here comes the big, bad 99 town car. Look at that, 4 doors of fun, baby. Hop in there, go to the airport, turn the air on, turn the TV on, think of everything. Let's see if we can get a win light here in the town car. Cobra's coming up, though, going to spit some venom on him, I think, on the top end. He does. 12 flat, look at this. Double breakout. The big old tank goes 1673 and a 1711. 1193, the Cobra takes the win on his 12-second index. Paul Maffa coming up. Concrete boots and all. Number 6 qualifier, Eric Irvin out of Amelia, Louisiana, in his Ford with a 281 cubic inch machine. 1389 handicap head start. There it is, the big charge. 1207 for Maffa. He's got to run that 1207 down on the top end. Maffa gets through the beams and takes the win. 1219 at 99 miles per hour. Eisenhower now leaving the line. Jason Eisenhower, 93 Crown Victoria Ford. Ford 281 cubic inch machine, the far lane of Lyman. Lyman dials 1224. He's got to catch this big car. Watch this. 1731, 1224. They're supposed to be even. There's a professional. Eisenhower on the brakes and gets the big win light. 1744 on a 31. Man, I'll tell you, he did a great job looking in the rearview mirror. And now coming up, Jim Gilbert and Ryan Hernandez out of Valdosta, Georgia. 96 Mustang dials 1414 to a 1375. Look at this charge. Good race here. I'm going to tell you what, this is a great drag race. Both performance predictions on the glass. Top end charge. Heck of a race. Gilbert out of Middletown, Ohio takes the win. 1375 on a 1375 dial. Runs a perfect run right there for us. Here comes Scott McKinstry out of Keller, Texas, and Ryan Archer out of Griffin, Georgia. The Georgian dials 1361, leaving the lights there last. 1420 already passes him up, man. I'll tell you what, McKinstry out of Keller, Texas, the 98 Ford better check things out. 1420's a dial. Oh, they're on a double breakout here. 1402 breaks out by least. McKinstry goes another round. Mike Murillo's going to come up. You got to look at his brand new car. Murillo out of San Antonio, Texas, better known as the Texas Twister. Coming up, he was number 4 qualifier for the event. He'll take on Buck Woolley. That's right, Buck Woolley out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'll tell you, if his parents are still around, I thank them for naming him Buck Woolley. I love that name. I've had a few Woolley Bucks in my life, but that was Buck Woolley. Buck Woolley goes down in his 2000 Marquis, Grand Marquis. Look at, can Murillo get around him? Here comes the tornado. You can see him trying to suck him into the vortex. He does, and then Murillo gets the win. 1131, runs a 1201 off the number, and Buck Woolley goes back to the lemonade stand, race fans. Oh, it's going to be an awesome one. We got some more fast action coming up after these two shut it down. Here we go. Fun Ford Weekend fans, we're going right into round number 2 of the Pro 5-0 class. Gino Cavallari getting ready to bring the hides to heat. Look at the Hoosier daddies on the back end. Man, oh man, he brings the smoke out of the quarter panels. Cavallari, number 7 qualifier, will find the number 3 qualifier, Chuck Samuel, out of Morton Grove, Illinois. Owner of Fast Times Motorworks down there. I'll tell you, if you're looking for some extreme power, that may be the guy you want to give a call. Schweitzer, on the other hand, and Ramsey. Look at Schweitzer, got the better half. Delatorre finds himself with De Silva and Floyd on this side of the ladder. Right now, Samuel needs to go another round. Can he do it as he pulls in? And the Ontario, Canada base Mustang, the red machine of Gino, the 1983 Mustang model year, rolls into the beams. Look at this as they leave the line. Gino's front tire was stuck, and it looked like the brakes were locked up. Incredible! Samuels takes the win, 787, 167. Man, oh man, what a drag race. And that brings up Britt Floyd, ripping the hides up in the water box area in that beautiful 2000 model year Mustang. Nice smoky burnout as he rolls up, and I'll tell you, he's going to look to his right here and go, holy cow, look who's coming after me. Number 4, no, it's not the spectators, my friend. It's not the one and only Canadian, Joe Da Silva, ready to go as he brings up the Toronto, Ontario, Canada-based 98 Mustang, 414. Whoa, wait a minute, Rick Floyd says, I'm out of here. Thought he was at a street race or something. He left before the light was even activated.
You're looking at Elias De La Torre. Elias had a tough time in qualifying yesterday. In fact, the car was only running on 6 cylinders for one of the qualifying passes. He's gotten it straightened out. In round number 1, he had the best reaction time. Lowest ET of the round and a high mile per hour of the round. He ran 7:74. He'll line up alongside his beautiful purple car in round number 2, driven by Brandon Switzer. Brandon's going to have to step on it a little bit if he's going to keep up with Elias. He ran a 7:95. This is shaping up to be one of the best races in round number 2.
Well, you're not kidding, Ken. One of the great races. Both Floridians ready to go on the line. Look at the kid, Switzer. As Brandon gets into the beans, Elias De La Torre hammers on the tree. Man, he's going to need that horsepower from that Paxton down on the top end. That car's getting all over the place. That kid takes him out. Switzer with the wind light down on the top end. 771, a $177 and some change, baby. What a run. You gotta love it. How about 2 of the fastest Florida Fords in the country right now? Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the line, the one and only Jimmy Keene, the number 5 qualifier. Jim and Vic Keene out of Palmetto, Florida, roll up in their supercharged Ford Mustang. They're gonna take on the turbocharged number 1 qualifier of John Gullett out of Jacksonville, Florida. 1988 Ford Mustang leaving the line. Look at this. Man, oh man, Keene's throwing pieces off his car. Is Gullett gonna try to chase him down? He sure is. Look at, can he get him on the top end? No way. Keene's going to take the big wind light down on the top end. Look at the flames under that turbocharged machine. Man, oh man, I'll tell you, that was an awesome run. Keene goes another round with possible problems from that smoke. Get ready, fans. Fun Ford weekend. It's round number 3 of the modular motor class. Paul Maffa coming up. He's all dialed in, ready to go. 1207, 1420 McKinn Street dials the Keller, Texas-based machine in. You look at the ladder, you pick out your favorite this weekend. Murillo's still in there with his brand new incredible Mustang. Now they're into the lights. Let's see who gets a whole shot here. Well, good light for, I would say, Maffa. He leads pretty good. 1207, 1420. Maffa's going to make the catch-up game look easy at this point. Down on the top end. Maffa with the wind light. 1207 runs 12:12 at 97 miles per hour. Paul Maffa comes back for another round in the modular category. And man, I'll tell you what, Maffa's been running strong, but right on the line, here comes one of the neat machines, Paul Spinicki and Joe Charles getting ready to go. 98 Mustang Cobra. Look at that machine. Man, is that thing gorgeous. And the Paul's Mustang sponsored high performance shop entry. As they get ready to pull into the line, Charles will roll in his beautiful number 1 qualified Calhoun, Georgia-based 91 Ford. 1041 to a 12 flat. There goes the 12-second run. A Spinicki. Hey, wasn't Spinicki in Greece? And I swear he's one of my favorite. Down to the top end. Can Charles get around him? 1041. Look at this. How about a 1043? You know, I think Ken Stout had a chance to go find ourselves in Texas.
Heads-up class, consistency is always very important, but of course the key is to go quicker and faster every time. Well, that's not necessarily the case if you're going to run in a bracket race. And that's exactly what the mod motor class is. It's a bracket race. You've got to find consistency. And in fact, you really need to be a better racer, or should I say, a better driver if you're going to go bracket racing. Because not only do you have to cut a good light at the starting line, you have to know how to play the finish line. And there's a lot of head games going on up there to hit your dial in. Well, the driver of this car is a defending champion from 1999. But the key is, he's the defending champion in Street Outlaw, which is a heads-up class. Today, he'll be racing in the mod motor class, which is a bracket race. We'll find out how Mike Murillo feels he can do. Mike, we found you out here, defending champion from the Street Outlaw class. That's not what class you're running in.
No, sir, we didn't get the car ready in time. We're really focusing on NMRA this year, and our first race is until Columbus in May.
How do you feel your chances are going to be in a completely different style of race? I mean, this isn't heads up, first one to the stripe gets there.
I'm pretty concerned about it. I'll be happy if I make it a couple rounds. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not much of a bracket racer.
I guess to your advantage will be the starting line start. I mean, you're going with a Pro Tree. That's something you're used to.
Yeah, yes and no. The problem is this is a 5-speed. I'm used to going off of a trans brake, which everybody that's in the racing knows that you can leave a lot easier on a trans brake than you can on a clutch. I used to have to when I first got into it, leave off a clutch, but I hadn't had any practice in a long time.
Have you done any bracket racing before?
Yes, I did back in probably 92, 93 when I first got into it. And then I started heads-up racing in 94, and I've been doing it ever since. No bracket racing since then.
All right, next to the line, here comes the Texas Twister, Mike Murillo. Bracket racing, I tell you, he's great at heads-up racing. Number 4 qualifier. He's going to take on Mercuan. Mercuan leaving the starting line. Now look at that little Murillo machine out of both drivers out of San Antonio. Man, we've got ourselves a longhorn battle down to the top end. Murillo runs closer to the dial, 11:31. He goes 11:59 at 1:09. Mike Murillo comes back for another round here in the Modular Eliminator. Gotta love it. Here comes Eisenhower. No, it's not the hidden bullet. It's versus Gilbert, though. Gilbert in the far lane there. Look at Gilbert going into the beams ever so gently. Eisenhower out of Alcoa, Tennessee. Ready to go 93 Crown Victoria Ford. 1731 to a 1375. Here's the drag race down at the top end. Can the 13-second Mustang catch him down there? Eisenhower's got his foot into it. He's not letting off. Look at him on the brakes, trying to keep the car, and he does. 1752. He runs the number. On a 1731, he'll go another round in the big old Crown Vic, baby. Man, this is just flat-out drag racing. Let's go down and see what Steve Cashel found in the pits.
Well, we all know how expensive racing can be. How many times have we seen people and the drivers and their families hanging T-shirts on the back of their rigs? Well, the Havman family has taken it to a whole new level. This is Vivian, wife of Chip, an outstanding driver. And Vivian, look at this. You've got a whole display store here. What are you selling?
Yeah, it's really exciting. We started our own line of Stang gear, which we carry several items, everything from T-shirts, caps, jackets, mostly for the Mustang enthusiasts, but also just Ford products in general. And we just have an exciting line of products. You can see it at our website at www.stanggear.com, or you can call us toll-free at 877-STANG-GEAR.
These guys are great. They got the T-shirts, they got the bucket hats, they got the Stang gear, all the hats, the Ford things. Come see them. The Havmans, Vivian and Chip doing an outstanding job as usual.
All right, Blue Oval fans, we're going right into round number 2 of Street Outlaw. Brian Sorby bringing the sticky ETs to a spin here as he finds himself with a bye run in this outing. Sorby ready to go out of New York in his 89 Mustang. You look at the other side of the ladder, well, you see Alan Gore and you see Cox and Stick. I'm telling you, it's going to be an awesome run here. Well, let's see. Well, yeah, sit back, relax, and just enjoy, baby. Sorby on his single rolls up the summit. Street Outlaw, round number 2. Sorby's going for lane choice, man. He hammers it hard off the starting line. Then he shuts her off and says, hey, I better save some of these pieces here in this 400 cubic inch Ford. Not that she'll break or anything. I just want her to be healthy when it comes time to put some of the fastest in the class away. Number 1 down there, Brian Sorby, shuts it off 12:37 at 71 miles per hour. Next 2 that'll come up here and try to battle for a next outing. The number 2 and the number 7 qualifier are coming up. Sorby just going on one of those parade float runs. There they are. Number 2, Gore and Allen. Allen and Gore, however you want to say it, man. It's going to be a good race. Columbus, Georgia, and New Iberia, Louisiana-based machine, the 90 Mustang. Off the starting line, look at this. The whole shot goes to Stan Allen, the number 2 qualifier. He won't even look back, baby. He's going all the way downtown. 852, 161 miles per hour. Stan Allen dumps the laundry out to bring him to a stop. Man, what a drag race. I don't know where Mitch Gore went. I think he went to the ballot booth or something. Here comes a beautiful machine. How about the Travis Franklin entry? Number 6 qualifier out of Arlington, Texas. 98 Mustang, 383 cubic inches. He's got the Speed Tech sponsor on the side of that machine. He'll take on Joe Baccaro out of Franklin Park, Illinois. Man, I'll tell you, if you're into that, this is what it's all about. The number 11 qualifier goes down there. 93 Ford Mustang. Watch Travis Franklin, though. Kid's been hot so far. He found himself with a broken bye in the first outing. Got him in this round. Here they go. Baccaro banging the gears, trying to stay up with that new aerodynamic 4th generation Mustang. Down on the top end, the 98 Mustang of Franklin puts a kite up and watches the lightning banging out. 858, 161 miles per hour. Man, look at that sight. Like I said, nothing like a fourth generation Mustang with a chute hanging out of the back end. Lugo and Brand come up next. Lugo with the turbocharged number 9 qualified Apopka, Florida-based machine. 89 Mustang, the model year. Wheels go up in the air though, and Brand trying to brand it here, the number 4 qualifier. Look at Lugo twisting it up with a screwdriver, trying to find some more horsepower. Lugo shuts the shootout and takes the win. Dennis Lugo, 860, 164 miles per hour. Lugo upsets the number 4 qualifier out of Loganville, Georgia. If you look in slow motion, watch the chute just hit the pavement. Knows what it has to do. Put the brakes on, baby. All right, the custom performance sponsored machine. Tell me that doesn't look wild coming out of the water box area. Man, oh man, Lance Dick out of Americus, Georgia, 89 Mustang. Number 5, Ronnie Cox out of Fayetteville, Georgia, 94 Cobra, the mean-looking red machine. As Cox will roll in, watch Dick, he's going right to the top pre-staging area. Cox is fully staged and ready for the battle. Lights are down, and it looks like a beautiful hole shot for both drivers. Better tree is stiff down there. The Georgia-based machines are going at it. 377 cubic inches. Top end charge goes to Cox, baby. Ron Cox goes 863, 164. Man, what a beautiful sight as he'll pack up and load up his guns for the next outing. Robinson and Gatlin coming up. And it looks like Joe Robertson out of Jonesboro, Louisiana in the 93 Mustang with a 347 cubic inch entry leaves his starting line, and he does a heck of a job. He finds himself a hole shot. Michael Gatlin trying to stay with him. Whoa, Gatlin almost gets out of the groove, has to shut it off, gets back to it. Won't have nothing of it. I'm going to tell you what, Joe Robinson knocks him out down to the mat, 941, 146. And coming up now, it's Top Truck round number 2.
Modern Mustang. We carry all major brands of Mustang performance car accessories, including Lunati, Dr. Gas, Redline, Vortec, and many more. Modern Mustang. Check out our induction line, like Ford Motorsports GT40, Pro-M Bullet Mass Air, BBK, and Edelbrock. We offer great friendly service and never any hassle. And we ship your parts free for orders over $100. Modern Mustang. We carry a huge stock of engine parts like custom stroker kits and engines, Eagle rods and cranks, Cobra 1.7 rocker arms, and many more. Call 1-800-688-7798.
Welcome back, fans, to DeSoto Memorial Dragway. Check out the neat parts, the pieces. They've got it all here this weekend. Fun Ford weekend. It's round number 2 of the Top Trucks. And coming to the line, Foy will take on Morrison in the Lightning Top Truck round number 2. I'll tell you, this has been awesome. If we look at the ladder here, look at Brown. Brown has been incredibly fast. He finds himself a bye run in this outing. And Morrison and Foy, well, they're going to go at it right here on the other side of the ladder. Let's go back to the Top Trucks and see what they have to offer. As they leave the starting line, they've got them all dialed in. Remember, 11:43, 17.66 would be that handicap head start right there. And it looks like Foy's going to try to run that number. Top end charge, 11:43, the Little Ranger. Morrison's got it out. Look at this thing, top end. Not going to work. Man, oh man, Morrison finds it, 11:43, runs 11:57, 95.54 miles per hour. The Little Ranger's coming back with Yogi and Boo Boo in the next round. Here we go. Oh man, look at this. Bringing back some of the old NOS Boss stuff. Nitrous oxide equipped Ford pickup truck. Number 6 qualifier out of Miami, Florida. How about this 1969 model year? That just floats my boat. 460 cubic inches, a big block Ford aboard. Louisiana-based Earl Schrader. Schrader comes up. Yeoman's over there. Eric out of Miami leaves the line. He's got it all dialed in, 1265. How about the NOS Boss truck, 1134. He's going to try to run the number. Can he get around him down on the top end? Yeoman says, yo, whoa, you better take it easy. Eric Yeomans takes him out, 1260, 99 miles per hour. Not bad, he dialed in at 1265, 5/100ths of a second quick on a double breakout. He breaks out by least. That old nitrous oxide truck found himself going to the pit area early. Westgate and Erdman coming up here, the Lightning Top Truck round number 2. For these two guys, it would be pretty neat. The Largo, Florida-based 94 Lightning, 1250 to a 1345. Top end charge after the handicap head start. They should be bumper to bumper, bringing home everything down there with the big pickup trucks. There's the wind light down there. Scott Westgate, 1255, 100 miles per hour. Ran at 1250 on his performance prediction. He says, hey, 5/100ths off the number isn't too bad. And here is the Lightning and Lightning top truck, baby. Here comes Jason Brown's Boynton Beach, Florida base 95 Lightning with a beautiful smoky burnout. I'll tell you, even the fans thought this one was worth checking out. 796, the performance prediction. Well, watch this as Brown will fire it up and leave the starting line. Green lights flying. Look at a wheel stand. Man, he carries him a bit down there. And Brown goes to the top end. How about an 8 flat at $170? You know, I heard Kenny Stout found something in the pit area. Let's go see.
With the technology that's used in all the late model cars these days, even the race cars have computers underneath them. Electronic fuel control, just about everything inside of one of these cars is run by a computer. Well, the computer guys have learned how to update those and build some high performance computers. And if you want yours to be high performance, put a super chip in it. Doesn't matter if it's a race car, street car, or tow vehicle, a super chip will help yours out. Pat, tell us why somebody would want a super chip.
Basically, the main reason they'd want a super chip here at the racetrack is to enhance their performance modifications they've already made to the vehicle, such as a supercharger would require a completely different fuel curve or ignition curve than the factory would provide with a standard vehicle. Also, they would typically want their rev limiter higher because they can make more power past the factory rev limit.
A real important aspect to this, if you're going to build a race car, is to keep very good records of what you're actually doing to the motor so that when they call you for a super chip, you can design it specifically for their car.
That's correct. We have a custom form that they would fill out, and once they fill that out, they would fax it to us. We would then take a look at that custom sheet and create a program for their modifications.
Now, it's not necessarily just for a race car either.
No, absolutely not. A lot of tow vehicles, a lot of just standard everyday driving vehicles could be enhanced with the chip.
And here we go, Ford fans. We're going right into round number 2 of Street Bandit. And the Bandits are out, the Street Bandit class. As we look at the Bandit ladder, DePaza finds himself over there, ready to go with a bye run in this outing. Puzder and Watson, what a run it was in the first outing here in the first round. Now they find themselves going into round number 2. DePaza is going to save these pieces here, and it's beautiful. I mean, gorgeous. Look at this thing, 1985 Mustang. Goes down to the top end, and he'll save everything he needs for the next outing. Number 8 qualifier he was, runs down to the top end, 16.74 seconds at 88 miles per hour. We'll see Joe DePaza come back out in round number 3. He's going to need all that horsepower because there are some tough guys coming up here in the next outing. The number 6 and number 9 qualifier getting ready to bring it out of the water box area. Firing it up, ready to go. You can check it out, the beautiful green machine over there out of Byron, Georgia and Hampton, Georgia. Both drivers right from the state of Georgia, not too far away. Crane. You remember Crane last year had some broken pieces. He got it fixed up and brought it out. Now he's number 9 this year as Crane rolls up his 85 Mustang with a 352 cubic inch Ford. Takes on Joel Puzder, number 6 qualifier out of Byron, Georgia, and the 89 Mustang. 408 cubic inches of Street Bandit going to work down there. Puzder going down. Man, he didn't get the whole shot. It looked like it went to Crane, but look at the horsepower. Puzder takes the win, 1082, 124 miles per hour. Puzder will come back for another round of action. Here comes the number 1 qualifier right there, Mr. Barton. Steve Barton out of Riverview, Florida, 88 Ford, 360 on board. Got some of that Ford Performance Solutions on board. This car is just flat out fast. Number 5 qualifier, Brian Schroeder out of Vero Beach is going to get a workout here. The flames may be blown out. They are. There goes Barton. He takes the win. Steve Barton, look at this, 1040, 129 miles per hour. One time was one of the record-setting Fords in this category. Still could be a champion by the end of the afternoon. Who knows? 347 cubic inches of Street Bandit coming up. It's Hebda and Forbes. Forbes ready to go in the maroon machine. Hebda rolls in. And you know, Hebda and these guys have been very tough this year. Hebda out of Louisiana, his 86 model, 347 cubic inch Ford. They're trying to run those numbers well into the 11s all afternoon, but look at this. Forbes is going to take him out. Shanty Bay base Forbes, 1076, 133. Oh man, what a drag race. Don't forget, fans, it's coming up around the corner. Yes, sir. Trophy stock, round number 2.
MV Performance, the world's largest one-stop Mustang and Ford Performance Center. Boasting 11,000 square feet of complete chassis and suspension shop, specializing in Ford automatic racing transmission, nitrous oxide, and forced induction systems. bolt-on modifications, or complete race-ready cars. Matherly and Vilmanot have combined their 20-plus years of racing experience to make anything possible. MV Performance.
All right, it looks like we're going to have some more of that fun. Round 2 of Trophy Stock coming up. Man, look at him already getting into the beams. Number 1 qualifier, Larry Feltz. It's heads up here in Trophy Stock out of Houston, Texas. Will take on Jonathan Williams. Williams out of Mississippi in the 87 Ford Mustang. As we look at the ladder, I'll tell you, pick your best because these guys are going for the marbles here in the final round. Williams and Feltz roll to the line. Look at him dumping the clutch over there, banging the gears. Looks like Williams is going to try to catch up to Feltz in this one. Top end, the Houston, Texas-based sponsored out Ford Mustang of Feltz will have none of it. That Trophy Stock car's going another round, 11.998 at 113 miles per hour. Man, tell me that he doesn't have a pocketbook full of sponsor money. Gorgeous car. Larry Feltz will be back for another round. Number 16, number 22 qualifier got a chance to shake it up here. Goon and Rector. As Goon will come in out of Gainesville, Georgia in the 95 Mustang, the 91 machine of Rector out of Galax, Virginia. Leaving the starting line, number 16 qualifiers pouring on that power down to the top end. It should be Rector. Out the back door, and boy, does he take everything. Michael Rector, 1277, 105 miles per hour. Michael Rector, I'll tell you, he's the Trophy Stock machine man this weekend. He's going to be tough to beat here. Right now, number 2 qualifier, Kevin Enlow out of Greencastle, Indiana. 91 Mustang will take on the 93 Ford Cobra of Bruce Wynn, who is number 8 in qualifying out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. A couple of guys from Indiana, not going to just shuck corn here. They know how to get it done. Both 12-second contenders leaving a line. This is going to be a good drag race. It may go down to, I would think, reaction time here. Enlow with a bit better reaction time. Charge here out of Greencastle, Indiana. Enlow's going another round. Look at that race. 12:55 to a 12:52. A quicker run. Reaction time won it for Enlow. Wynn was just a little bit quicker. Man, if he had found himself a tree, he'd have found another round. Right now, the number 9 qualifier of Joe Bonzek coming up out of Pinellas Park, Florida. 90 Mustang will take on Mr. Cook. Yes, sir, it's Kinson Cook Jr. out of Georgia. Kinson Cook Jr. just banging the gears there. Number 15 qualifier, 306 cubic inch, 92 LX. He found himself chasing this one down the track. 12:48 for the win light goes to Bonzek, 109 miles per hour. Bonzek will advance to the next round here of Trophy Stock Eliminator. Next 2 cars ready to roll to the lights. Get ready, fans. It looks like old Jeff's ready. Number 5 qualifier, Jeff Chambers out of Sheffield, Ohio. His 90 Mustang pulls up with a 306 cubic inch machine. He's got the barber to contend with. Hopefully he won't give him a haircut or anything, but Charles Barber out of South Carolina. I mean, he says Piedmont, South Carolina. I wonder if that's where Aunt B's from. Anyway, that 93 Mustang LX with a 302 cubic inch machine is going more than just a Mayberry. Look at this thing. Leaving a starting line, finds himself with a better hole shot. How about a 506 for Chambers? Number 5 qualifier takes the win out of Sheffield, Ohio. Chambers goes 12-12 at 112 miles per hour. He'll advance to the next round of Trophy Stock Eliminator. Number 12 qualifier and the number 6 qualifier ready to go. Look at that, the Florida plates burning out of the water box area. You gotta love it, fans. Here he comes, Brian Boomerang Baram, ready to go, and he'll take on this young man, John Scaro, out of Woodstock. Scaro's beautiful machine, 5.0 on the side, ready for it. Let's see if he can do it here in Trophy Stock Eliminator. Brought to you by ASP. As they roll off the starting line, check this out. This guy's all done. He's gone. Baram is leaving here. He's going back to Lumberton, Texas in that 90 Ford. All the way down to the top end. He'll take the easy win here, 12:49 at 108. Let's go down and see who Steve Cashel found.
Sitting in one of the brand new Mustangs. It's fantastic. With me, Scott Hogue from Team Mustang. Scott, tell me all about what you do this weekend on Fun Ford Weekend.
Well, this is Mecca for the Team Mustang members like myself. This is where the rubber meets the road for our products. This is where people have emotion, desire, appeal for the product that we make, and they spend their personal time and money to personalize their car to reflect themselves, and they make them dance out on the course, out on the track like nobody else. And beyond that, we get a chance to just chat with them, talk with them. We call it connecting with the customer. And connecting with the customer is very important with us because it's the place for us to get real feedback information, real life information. The quote, average guy that buys the car, they're the most important person to us. We're here to continue excitement on the current Mustang, as well as take their ideas and their visions and apply them wherever we can for the next Mustang, so that we keep them coming back. One of the neat things of Mustang is that it has one of the strongest names, strongest brands that Ford Motor Company has. And there is a nostalgic appeal as well as a current day appeal for the product that we have. And it's a legacy that's still living, and we have an opportunity, a rare opportunity, to be a part of continuing the legacy. And that's a rare opportunity in the auto industry.
You gonna give away any secrets now? Tell me about what's coming up in the future, Scott.
Well, at events like this, we hear very insightful things that they would like to have happen to the Mustang in the future. Things like give me more power, give me some of the nostalgic cues, make it more fun, and let me rule on the street. And we're listening to those things, and we hope to demonstrate that with product.
All right, fans, it's time for round number 3 of Street Renegade. As they pull to the line, the MV Performance Machine getting ready to bring it up here. Looks like Michael Gaza will get a bye run here again. He's going to love it. Round 3, Gaza will go right into the semi. Summerfield on that side of the ladder, Lyons and Callaway. And this is going to be what it's all about right here. Who are the toughest left in Street Renegade? The MV Performance Machine, it's sponsored by those fine corporations. And look at this, Gaza leaving there, and he is into it heavy. You see the smoke coming out of the back end. Hopefully it's not the rooster tail of death trying to make a visit there. Gaza down on the top end, 11.25 seconds, 114 miles per hour. We'll watch as the rest of the field come up and see if they can run some stout numbers here. We'll see if anyone can even make it down the track. Gaza showing his wounded guns. John Summerfield and Rick Goss coming up. 93 and an 89 Mustang. Look at the wheels come up there for Goss. Man, the Lehigh, Florida-based 89 Mustang had a red light. The wind light's going to Summerfield. Goss just hammered it too soon, found the red light. Summerfield just putting his way down that track, says, ha, 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 I'm going another round, Mr. Goss. It's going to be cool to see. Well, there's 2 cars that we have yet to see run any stout numbers. John Summerfield went 17.98 at 67 miles per hour. The number 5 qualifier. Remember Charles Callaway out of Tennessee in his 97 Mustang? Well, here he comes, and he's ready to go against Tim Lyons, the number 9 qualifier from Ringgold, Georgia. No, I didn't say the Beatles or anything. I said Ringgold. 88 Mustang, Ford 302. Look at the wheels go in the air on that machine. Charles Callaway hammers him out of the hole shot. Number 5 qualifier trying to stay with it. The 97 Mustang LX takes the win, 1064, 120 miles per hour and some change. Callaway advances to another round. This incredible class. I'll tell you, he is a renegade. All right, Wagner and Annunziata coming to the starting line, ready to go. Tommy Annunziata out of New York. He'll pull up, ready to go. Look at the wheels going here for Annunziata. Wagner looks like he's done at this point. Annunziata's going down to the top end. He's got about 10 car lengths on Wagner. Top end charge to Tommy. How about a 963? Someone said Ken Stout's caught in a vortex. Let's go find out.
As we walk through the pits here at the Fun Ford Weekend, we've noticed there's been a lot of vehicles out here with superchargers on them. And a lot of them have Vortex superchargers. It doesn't seem to matter if it's a street vehicle or if it's an all-out Pro 5.0 car. We've noticed superchargers on everything. So we caught up with Bob Rose to ask him, how is it that they can use superchargers on a mild combination right up to a wild combination? Bob, what is your position at Vortec?
I'm the manager of corporate communications for Vortec Engineering.
And tell me, what application or who would want to buy a Vortex supercharger? Is that just for a race car?
No, we have a lot of applications for the street enthusiasts. Probably our most popular system that we've had, the original Vortex system, is a 86 to 93 Mustang system for the 5.0 group. That is our #1 seller as it stands right now.
And typically, what type of gains would you get out? Let's say if you had a factory Mustang and you were to buy a Vortex supercharger, what type of gains could you expect out of it?
The rule of thumb is usually about 100 horsepower increase. It will reduce your ET in the quarter mile by 1 second and add 10 miles an hour to your trap speed is basically a rule of thumb.
Boy, I mean, that's just huge difference.
Yeah, it's phenomenal for something that you're basically staying on the outside of the engine. You're not taking even the valve cover off. And it's a fairly simple by today's standards as far as installing the supercharger system. All our instructions are well written, easy to understand. It's usually about an 8-hour job to install the supercharger. It comes as a complete system. It's all the parts that you need to install the supercharger system are included in the box at the time you purchase it. So it's got the fuel components, it's got the ignition components, of course it's got the mounting brackets, the supercharger, the bypass valve, all the bells and whistles on our high output system for the 86 to 93 Mustang.
Well, in talking to Bob, he told us that you could get everything that you need to install a supercharger on one of these cars, and you do need a fair amount of stuff. If you'll take a look at the front of Alan's car, you'll see a lot of bracketry here that you need to utilize this supercharger. It even comes complete with a strut here to help give a little bit of support to the blower pulley. Of course, the hosing, tubing coming up here, running into the water, air, aftercooler, which takes out about 225 degrees, will make the air a lot cooler, the charge a lot cooler going into the motor. And of course, if the air's cooler, it's a little denser, you can put a little more fuel to it and make more horsepower. If you want more horsepower, Vortex Superchargers is certainly a great way to go about getting it.
All right, don't go anywhere. It's coming up, Street Outlaw. We're going to round number 3, baby.
Superchips Incorporated, the world leader in aftermarket automotive computer chip technology, offers a complete line of computer chips and computer upgrades for almost all General Motors and Ford vehicles. Since 1983, Superchips Incorporated has designed computer chip programs and other electronic performance products for stock and modified vehicles. With over 15 years of experience, you will not find another company with more computer programming experience for race, tow, and recreational vehicles. For more information, call 1-888-CAR-CHIP.
All right, Ford fans, guess what? Round 3 of Street Outlaw. How about Brian Sorby? How about that #1 qualified machine? He's out of Briarcliff Manor, New York, in the 89 Mustang with a 400 cubic inch Ford underneath. #9 qualifier, Dennis Lugo. As you look at the ladder over there, you see Allen and Cox going at it. I'll tell you, it's going to be more than just a sword fight, my friends. As they'll pull into the lights here, you watch Sorby. Sorby taking his time, his crew pulling him in ever so gently. Man, if he needs any ballast, he better get it now. Right now, Lugo says the turbocharger. I would be terrified of this car. Remember the performance he's been picking up throughout the rounds here. Lugo has proven that the Lugo Performance Mustang has been one tough customer throughout the outing. As they roll into the beams, ready to go. Look at Sorby, though. Sorby gives him a run for his money up the gates. A beautiful hole shot goes to Sorby. Down to the top end. Oh, and he edges Lugo out for the victory. 853, 162 miles per hour. Brian Sorby put one tough customer on the trailer in that outing. Awesome deal as the #6 qualifier comes up. Travis Franklin ready to go. He's pre-staged. He's fully staged. Lights are coming down. Robinson trying to take him on. Look at Franklin, though, out of Arlington, Texas. 98 Mustang with 383 cubic inches of the small block Ford on board. Down on the top end, Travis. Man, oh man, is this kid wicked. 856, 162 miles per hour. He advances to the semifinals. It is going to be tough down there in the semis. I'm telling you, look at the parachutes are back. The little Mickey Thompsons on the back as Cox and Allen pulled to the line. Ron Cox out of Fayetteville, Georgia, 94 Cobra. Stan Allen. Yes, sir, the Louisianan ready to go in his 90 Mustang with a 400 cubic inch machine. Down on the top end, though, look at Cox do the dance and walk the walk and all that stuff. 855, 164 miles per hour. It looks like Cox will be in the final. Here we go, Ford fans, round 3, spring break shootout. And you gotta love it. Look at the ladder. Figueroa, one of the toughest men in Ford-style drag racing. Hampton and Atkins. Oh man, Spurgeon and those guys are going to be tough to beat too. Ardito got beat by Pennington. This is going to be an awesome deal here. Spurgeon Atkins. And you would think it's going to be all over. Schuler, though, if he has anything to do with it, he'll take this Dolphin right to the quarterback and the finish line. Watch this. Oh, look at Schuler giving Atkins a run for his money. Schuler down on the top end. Is he going to get one? Monroe, Michigan, baby. He takes it. Fred Schuler, 892. Look at this car. 892, that's incredible. Next two, burning them up out of the water box area, getting the hides all nice and hot. Here comes Scott Pennington. He's from Louisiana, and he's going to take on Taluski out of Michigan, I believe Livonia, Michigan. Beautiful machine. Taluski over there in the black machine, and look at the Pennington paint job down there. Man, is that incredible. #10, #14 qualifier. Louisiana-based 93 Mustang, yanking the hides up here. Here we go. Gee whiz, it almost looks like a zebra from Europe or something, doesn't it? Down to the top end, it's a Mustang though. There's a heck of a charge for Pennington. 922, 146 miles per hour. I'd like to meet the guy who painted that car. Next two to the line. Well, looks like Willie Figueroa, the #1 qualifier, ladies and gentlemen, from Delray, Florida. Look at the engine. That's not just hood scoop. That is engine hanging out of the hood. Turbocharged, supercharged, whatever. Willie Figueroa, I believe he's supercharged down there. Some serious power. Top end 1177. Can you believe that? It looked like he was just on a Sunday drive at 130 miles per hour. Willie Figueroa will be back in the semis, and he will be tough. Next car coming to the line. It's going to be a single pass here out of Jonesboro, Georgia. It's Vic Williams in his 87 Mustang LX. 480 cubic inches of big block Ford on board. You know, this is really the cool class, the Spring Break Outlaw class. They drive them, they bring them to the line, and then they show off their stuff. Vic Williams, 921, dumps the laundry at 155 miles per hour. This is getting serious now here at this Fun Ford weekend. Coming up now, we have our next round 3 of Trophy Stock coming your way. Trophy Stockers rolling into the beams. I'll tell you, the round 3, Joe Bonziak and Brian Boram. Boram has been tough, as you see him on the ladder, taking out some big names, Scaro and the guys. Cook had to go home early. Boram and Bonziak now roll in. Look at this, both double B Mustangs roll out of the green lights. Hammered on the tree. Better reaction time goes to Boram out of Lumberton, Texas. Man, he's just cut the tree down. He's cut everything down out of Lumberton. Down on the top end, though, look at this. Joe Bonziak, 1246, takes the win, 108 miles per hour. Good charge for him in that 1246 run. That 90 Mustang did a great job. The #5 qualifier now rolls to the line. Enlow and Chambers will battle here. #2, Kevin Enlow. He's out of Greencastle, Indiana. A 91 Mustang with a 306 cubic inch power plant. Whole shot may go, look at this, into the beams. They're in. It is. The whole shot does go over there to the red machine. 507, good run. The 90 Mustang out of Sheffield, Ohio. #5 qualifier. Hang it in. Can he go another round? Oh, man, he's going another round. Jeff Chambers runs down 12-12 to a quicker 12-11. That race was won on a hole shot, my friends. Chambers comes back at 112 miles per hour. Here comes that neat machine, the head shop. I've been there before, believe me, they have some awesome deals down there at the head shop. As they roll into the beams, it is going to be the #1 qualified machine, Larry Feltz, rolling his beautiful head shop Mustang in against the #16 qualified trophy stocker, Michael Rector. Man, on a Galax Virginia and a 91 Ford. They'll pull into the lights and hang on. Here we go. Let's see if Feltz can take another victory here in the sponsored out Mustang in the far lane. They're ready to make it happen. Looks like Feltz takes his time into the beams ever so gently. Oh, what a reaction time for Feltz, man. 539, 528. Rector handled by a bit. Down to the top end. Look at this, though. Feltz using all that horsepower. Can he get the head shot Mustang down to the top end in fashion? And a win light for Feltz. 1204, 112 miles per hour. Feltz advances the Houston, Texas Mustang to another round here in Trophy Stock Eliminator. Don't go anywhere, fans. Coming up, the semifinal actions in all categories.
Protect your engine from the ravages of extreme heat with Redline Water Wetter, a unique wetting agent for cooling systems that reduces coolant temperatures by as much as 20 degrees. Redline Water Wetter improves heat transfer and protects your cooling system from rust and corrosion. Call 800-624-7958 for details on Water Wetter and our complete line of performance products. Redline Oil, products designed for performance.
All right, Ford fans, strap in. It's the semifinals of Pro 5-0. And coming to the line, get ready, the #4 qualifier, Joe Da Silva out of Toronto, Canada. Toronto, Ontario, Canada, to be exact. Look at the big names in this 5-0 category. Chuck Samuels advances another round. The bow tie banger doing a great job in the Mustang this weekend for Chuck Fest. And I'll tell you, it's been awesome for Proc and the guys down there tuning that car. Right now, Brandon Switzer and Da Silva coming to the line. Joe Da Silva, Brandon Switzer, going to be an awesome run. #4, #2 qualifier. Look at the #4 qualifier. Move out on the gate. Better hole shot goes to Brandon, but the horsepower goes to the Canadian. And look at that handful on the top end. 762, a $178. That is more exciting than a whole bunch of wild Mustangs out in the desert, baby. What a drag race. Next two, we know De Silva's going to the final. Who will he meet up with? Jimmy Keene, number 5 qualifier, coming up in the Vortex Supercharged machine? Or will it be Chuck Samuels out of Morton Grove, Illinois? Mr. Bowtie Banger himself ready to go as he'll pull up in that Jeff Prock tuned up Chuck Vest Mustang. It's going to be an awesome run here. Both time competers in Super Street. These guys were really tough competitors. Look at this. Keene trees him. Down to the top end, though, it's going to be a charge and a half. Samuels with 2 kits of stuff says no way. 776, 180 miles per hour. Samuels is going to a final, man. I'll tell you what, is it the driver or is it the tune-up? It's going to be awesome to see. As we get ready, Fun Ford Weekend, we're moving right into the semifinals of Street Outlaw. Here comes Franklin. And hopefully Sorby's going to have some power here because Franklin has been tough. They meet each other up here on the ladder here, and believe me, they're going to do more than just meet each other. They're going to try to beat each other. Cox is coming up with a buy run. He'll automatically find himself going here to the finals in Street Eliminator. It's going to be awesome. His dad goes down there and says, hey, quit throwing the pea gravel, guys. We got ourselves a drag race going on. Sorby rolls into the beams. Here's Franklin. Great drag race. Hang on. Brian Sorby was the number 1 qualifier from New York, the 89 Mustang. Franklin's hanging with him, though. Look at this run down to the top end. Fans, you gotta love it. Man, he was right there, but Sorby took him out of the program, 852 at a $163 and some change. And here comes the number 5 qualifier who's going to the finals from Fayetteville, Georgia, 94 Cobra of the one and only Ron Cox. He's got that single pass, and he's gonna take and save the pieces. You know what's gonna be cool? The 4th generation Mustang will take on the 3rd generation Mustang in the finals of Outlaw Street. As they roll down the track there, you'll see that Cox isn't going to beat on it too bad. He's got himself a 1485 at 97 miles per hour. Nothing to brag about, but man, Sorby is probably back there putting a tune-up of his life in his machine. Ford fans, don't go anywhere. Semifinals right here at Modular Motor as we bring them to the line. And it looks like Charles is going to take Eisenhower on to see who will go to the finals here in the Modular Motor category. On the other side of the ladder, Maffa and Murillo. It's a couple of M's, but believe me, they're tough shooters when it comes down to this modular deal. And I think Murillo's going to be very impressed if he can go some rounds here and maybe make it to a final in his first modular outing. Ready to go with the lights coming down. They're all dialed in as Maffa rolls in at 12:07. 1420 out of Keller, Texas is Scotty's number. He's going to try to chase down that big old, and I mean big old, check that out, the big old Crown Vic. Hanging in there, 93 model Crown. Top end of the quarter mile. Can Maffa take one? Oh man, no. Joe Charles says, you're out of here, baby. Charles takes him out in the program. Top end, 1054 on a 1041 dial. Looks like 3/10 off the number was Eisenhower. Mike Murillo coming up out of San Antonio, Texas. Right now, Paul Maffa. Look at the burnout there with a 1207 dialed in on his machine. He's from Dallas, Texas. The San Antonio, Texas-based Murillo rolls in. Beautiful, brand new machine. Look at that beautiful black Mustang down there. Handicaps going over to Mr. Maffa. 1207. 1131 the dial in for Murillo. Top end charge now. They're going to be side by side. Look at this. What a drag race. How about a 1220 and a 1207? How about 1158 and 1131? Mike Murillo goes to the finals here in Modular Mustang. All right, we've got the semifinals of Street Bandit coming your way. And look at this. What a neat looking burnout. There's a shot as Street Bandit shows us DePaza and Forbes will find each other here in this outing. Street Bandit's been also tough. And you know what? Husder and Crane really thought they were going to get right to this final. Barton showed off his number 1 qualifying power as he will again. Now they're both into the beams, rolling up so gently. Look at Barton, number 1 in qualifying. Leaves the tree and finds himself hammering it hard out of Riverview, Florida. The 88 Mustang, one of the oldest in competition. Ready to go. He got treed though. Big tree down on the top end though. Steve Barton shows off the power. 1038, 130 miles per hour. Husner out of Byron, Georgia runs 1150 at 117. Next two that are coming up, who will go to the final? You know, they're both pumped up. There's Joey DePazia. Joey, man, is he all hyper. I'll tell you, he's got to be excited. Number 8 qualifier from New Jersey. He's got an 85 Mustang Coupe with a 306. Number 4 qualifier, Tim Forbes. There's an oxymoron. Tim Forbes from Shanty Bay. 88 model years. He'll roll up to the starting line with his 388 cubic inch machine. They leave the starting line, and there's the hole shot. DePaza takes the hole shot down to the top end. But look at Forbes. Man, does he make a run for the money. 1069, 133 miles per hour. And Forbes will advance to the finals to take on Barton. Fun Ford weekend. It's the semifinals of Top Truck. Here comes the little Ranger. Oh, Jason Brown. He has been incredible. Yeomans will find Brown in this outing. Westgate and Morrison will meet up on the ladder. Let's see as they're all dialed in, ready to go. Lightning Top Truck as we get down to the nitty-gritty. 11:43 to a 12:50. They're going to be bumper to bumper, though. Watch Morrison and Westgate. Top end charge. Look at a Ranger. Man, oh, I'll tell you, Morrison is tough. 11:57 on 11:43, 105 miles per hour. Morrison will advance to the finals. Who will he meet up with? Will it be the big, bad Leroy Brown machine? Or will it be Yeoman's Miami, Florida-based machine? There you see them in slow motion doing their thing the best. Man, what a drag race. A bumper, I would say. Here we go, the next two on the line. Yeoman's ready to take his white Lightning down there. No pun intended. We don't need the officer down here. It's just the pickup truck. Jason Brown, on the other hand, oh, big weight here. Look at the handicap. As he'll wait down there, 1270s, 1265 to dial in for the white Lightning 94 Ford. 796. Look at this charge. Look at Brown. Man, Brown went by him on the top end. 797. Yeoman still runs closer to number. He goes 1275 on a 65. Won it on a hole shot. Going to be tough when the two come in, but right now we're going to the semifinals here for you Ford fans in Street Renegade. How about the MV Performance Mustang rolling up here, ready to do his thing? John Summerfield and Michael Gaza. Gaza and Summerfield match up as LaRocca couldn't get past Gaza with some breakage. Callaway and Annunziata ready to shoot. I'm going to tell you, this Street Renegade's also one of the meanest classes. Look at this, no wheelie bars, little tires on the back end, cars pulling into the beams. Look at a little wheel stand over there for Gaza. Even the starting line, the MV Performance Machine trying to get around. Oh, is it going to be a charge down to the top end? Look at Summerfield. He takes Gaza out of the program, 1059, 126 miles per hour. Gaza was on a charge, 1120, 119. Summerfield's going to the finals. Who's he going to meet there? How about the number 4 or the number 3 qualified machine? Charles Callaway or Tommy Annunziata out of New York City. Annunziata pulls up in his white machine. Callaway's over there. Look at the wheels going in the air for Annunziata. He has been stout all weekend. He's proven that he has the horsepower to get there. Now he's going to a final. New York, look out. 310 cubic inches. Tommy guns him down. 969, 139. We'll see that kid in the final, baby. Let's go to the semifinals of Trophy Stock. All right, Sheffield, Ohio-based Jeff Chambers, the number 5 qualifier in his 90 Mustang GT, 306 cubic inches. You see the ladders there as they're getting ready. Bonziak and Chambers will meet each other in this outing. The number 9 qualifier, Bonziak, pulls up his Trophy Stockers, brought to you by ASP. Let's see if the ASP Trophy Stock cars can make it down the track here in a 12-second fashion. This should be a good drag race. Whoa, Chambers looks like he bangs through the gears, gets a little bit out of shape off the starting line, finds himself getting treed by 2/100ths of a second. Down to the top end, Chambers. Oh man, he walks the walk, talks the talk, takes the win. 12-12, 112 miles per hour. Jeff Chambers will be back in the finals. And you know what? Larry Feltz is the number 1 qualifier right here. He has the terrific head Mustang over there, and he has a buy run here. A single pass out of Houston, Texas, the 93 Mustang. It'll be Larry Feltz and Jeff Chambers in the final. Feltz goes down, and look at this. He's got something Chambers on the door there. I didn't catch it as he went by the tower here, but man, oh man, top end charge. Feltz is going to the final there. Look at that run, 12:10. Remember, Chambers run a 12:12. What a drag race it's going to be. Fun Ford weekend semifinals of our spring break shootout. There is the huffer hanging out of that machine, the supercharged Figueroa entry. Schuler, he better have his little plan set up here if he's going to take this one out. I'll tell you, this is going to be a tough deal as they move into this wild round. Schuler and Figueroa. Figueroa is tough. I mean, this is not a gimme here, but look at this. Both cars really getting after it down to the 330. Figueroa gets passed up a bit. Now he pours on more of that power. Figueroa going to the finals here. Look at the number, 848, 167 miles per hour. Believe me, fans, I don't know. I couldn't even describe what 167 feels like in a new Mustang. All right, the next two coming to the line, Williams and Pennington. Pennington's beautiful machine. Scott Pennington out of Sidell, Louisiana. 93 Mustang with 360 cubic inches. The big 480, I believe, cubic inch machine of Williams trying to stay with him. Pennington takes the win, 912, 147. I hope he has more power because coming right up real soon, fans, the finals.
Vortec builds award-winning superchargers, aftercoolers, and performance parts to do two essential things: perform and last. The finest materials, engineering excellence, and exhaustive product testing, both in the lab and on the track, combine to create quality performance products that go the distance. That's why Vortec equipment is the choice of aspiring racers, champions, and performance enthusiasts worldwide. If you're looking for the ultimate in long-lasting performance for street, truck, SUV, or race vehicles, look to Vortec, the leader in centrifugal supercharger technology.
All right, not only drag racing here at Bradenton at the Fun Ford Weekend, we also had some wonderful car show entries, and we paid tribute to those car show entries with some beautiful Mustangs, all types of Fords, and the special award entry. If your name's on there, we congratulate you highly here from Bradenton and the Fun Ford Weekend. Fun Ford Weekend finals, all classes. Strap in and hang on. We're going right with Figueroa and Pennington. The spring break shootout final, fans. Supercharged, and it is really going to be a wild one here for Figueroa. Can he get around here? He's fully staged. Pennington takes his time, gets to the beams, lights it out. Beautiful wheel stand for Figueroa. Look at him just power his way around Pennington, down to the top end. Willie Figueroa takes the win light. Incredible. Whoa, and he almost loses control of the car. 8.92. Watch this in slow motion. Willie Figueroa had his hands more than full. He had his fire suit full at this point. That car was going for a wild ride. But man, what a way to take a championship with the car home in one piece, Willie. Here we go in Lightning Top Truck Final. Number 4 and number 6 qualifier making it there. Jason Brown sitting in the bleachers watching this one. I'll tell you what, Randy Morrison and Eric Yeomans out of Miami, Florida, Yeomans would be, his 94 Ford Lightning, 351 and a 351 Windsor on the Georgia-based Morrison machine, dials 1143 to a 1265. Handicaps coming down here for Yeomans. Let's see as he leaves the line. They're all in deep. Look at that, in deep, trying to get a better reaction time. Does it pay off? Oh, does it? Morrison rips the tree right out by the roots. Down on the top end, he ought to have Yeomans caught up with him. Look at this, 1143, 1265. Win light goes to Morrison. Remember, a 43 went a 46 at 105. Let's go to the top end and see it.
Randy, I think you have a secret that a lot of people don't know about you in this category with Fun Ford Weekends. You've done it again.
It looks like it. Really.
How many of these things have you won?
It's 3. We've run 3 and won 3.
It sounds like 100% to me.
So far, so good. Batting 1,000 right now.
Excellent job. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, fans, get ready. Here we go. It's the Head Shop Mustang out of Texas of Larry Feltz, Houston, Texas-based 93 Mustang, 306 cubic inch machine. Chambers being old Jeffrey there, number 5 qualifier out of Sheffield, Ohio. He has the 90 Mustang GT with a 306. They're ready to go. Heads up here. This is going to be a great drag race, running well into the 12s, both cars all afternoon. And now they meet up with each other. Number 1 and number 5 qualifier. Watch Feltz on the tree. Hole shot comes down. Man, oh man, it looks like Chambers finds a whole bunch of hole shot action off the line. Now Feltz is going to have to earn this one down to the top end. It's going to be an awesome drag race. Look at him bumper to bumper, baby. Larry Feltz, 12:03, 112 miles per hour. The Head Shop Mustang takes the win. The number 1 qualifier goes home the champ. You can check it out in slow motion. Watch how close this is. Check out the plastic on the front bumpers. You want to talk about getting a hair in there? Look at that. Next car to the line as we get ready for our next set of finals. It looks like it will be the Performance Improvement sponsored Ford Mustang. Street Bandit coming at your way as Timmy Forbes gets ready to bring his number 4 qualified Shanty Bay 88 Mustang to life. He'll take on the number 1 qualifier, Steve Barton, out of Riverview, Florida, the Ford Performance Solutions machine. Barton ready to go. Look at the wheels come up in the air on Barton's machine. The 88 Ford rips down the tree a bit for Forbes. He finds a better hole shot down to the top end. Man, oh man, Barton takes home a championship this way, and you gotta love it. 10:34, 3/10 quicker to a 61 of Forbes. That was an awesome drag race. All right, here comes the next final. Get ready, strap in. They're coming out of the burnout box, ready to go in Street Renegade, ladies and gentlemen. Out of New York, the number 4 qualifier, Tommy Annunziata, rolls up that Pro Charger Ford Mustang. This car is bad to the bone, baby. Summerfield in the far lane, ready to go. He's out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. His 93 model Mustang with a 306, leaving the starting line. Here we go. Look at this. Annunziata puts it down. The New York kid's going downtown, baby, and he's not looking back. He wins. Tommy Annunziata with a big championship down there. Shuts it off. 969, 138 miles per hour. Watch this in slow motion. Check it out. Lights are coming down green. Check the wheel stand out. You're going to be incredibly amazed to see this stock-looking Mustang yank the hides. Leaving the starting line, Annunziata puts it in the air. You talk about hanging 10. Both cars went right up there looking for a moonshot, baby. That is just flat-out Ford fantastic. Well, as they gather their thoughts, we go right to the next final round here for all the Ford fans here at this fun Ford weekend. Here comes the Texas Jam Kid himself, the Texas Twister Mike Murillo. Number 4 qualifier out of San Antonio, Texas. He's dialed in. He's got that performance prediction of 11:31 on the back glass. He's going in deep. Number 1 qualifier ran closest to his dial-in was Joe Charles out of Calhoun, Georgia, 91 Ford. He dials a 10:41. Handicap goes to Murillo. Murillo better use the rear view mirror, baby. I'm going to tell you what. You better look behind him. Charles may not be on the button. Down on the top end, Murillo breaks out. 10:32 on a 10:41. Let's go to the top end and see Charles.
Joe Charles, congratulations. You just won $7,500.
Thank you very much. I've got to thank the guys at MV Performance, Parkway Ford, Metco Motorsport Solutions, Mickey Thompson, East Coast Supply, Dale Mathis, and most of all, my wife. Baby, I love you.
Yeah. I tell you, the car ran real good. You went a 32 and a 41, right there on the money.
Thank you very much.
The Wild Rides Prepared Chassis is doing a great job for Brian Sorby in conjunction with the Brianti Power Plant. This car laid down the quickest ET of the day in the category of Street Outlaw. It ran 8:48. The final 3 in this category have been in the 850s, including Brian Sorby in the semifinal round, ran 8:52. This should be one heck of a final.
Here we go with the number 1 and number 5 qualifier here in Outlaw Street. Oh, look at the smoke coming off the hides there. Mr. Cox and his Ford Tech supercharged 4th generation Mustang. Number 1 qualifier Brian Sorby out of Briarcliff Manor, New York. 89 model Mustang, 400 cubes. He's ready to go. He's closest to your screen. Hang on, you're going for a fantastic ride. Supercharged power coming in. Sorby's into the beams. Cox is in. Lights are down. Beautiful wheel stand. Cox goes to the power adder now. And look at Sorby walking away with it down on the top end. Sorby wins 8:45. Only thing that could stop him is Kenny Stout.
Brian, heck of a job. You saved your best ET for the end of the day. 8:45. Excellent.
That was great. That was great. That was close. It was close. The car ran great. I owe everything to Brianni's, my brother, Rob Thate, Wild Rides for the new chassis. It was a beautiful weekend.
And you did it with a nitro system.
You got it. We showed those blower guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the final of Pro 5-0 Roundup. Get ready. Chuck Samuels coming out of the waterbox area. Jeff Prock, the man who tuned this Mustang for Chuck Fest this weekend. And the fans are loving it. They're wondering if the Toronto, Ontario, Canada-based Joe Da Silva will take home a championship. The number 4 qualifier, Samuels was number 3. Lights are down. Look at a whole shot go to Samuels. A better reaction time. He is way out of Da Silva, but here comes that stick-driven Mustang. Da Silva gets around him with the win. 767, $1.82. Go get him, Kenny.
Joe Da Silva, who's done a great job all day long, had that amazing time on Thursday. You had to feel good coming into this event. Then you laid down the best ET ever in the category of a 62, and you just beat Chuck Samuel. You run 767 to a 781 at 182 miles per hour. Congratulations.
Thank you. I can't believe it. This has been a crazy weekend. I haven't really won in a long time. I just want to thank my brother for building a really good motor. I want to thank Ryder Racing, Mac, the guys that came all the way from Toronto that took time off their work out of their own time, Turbo People, Wolf Racecrafts for doing a good job in the suspension. I can't thank anybody, Amsoil, and this season I want to dedicate it to Racing Jason, a good friend of mine that passed away last year, and this is for you, Jason. Thank you very much.
And of course, Doug Mangrum, who loaned him the tires.
That's right. Thanks, Mangrum. Thank you. I'll be sending you a new set.
This Fun Ford weekend has been brought to you by Super Chips, 888 Car Chip. By Redline Water Wetter. By Flowmaster, the exhaust technology company. MV Performance, for all your Mustang performance needs, MV. Ford Performance Solutions, when you're looking for that horsepower in your Ford, Ford Performance. Muscle Mustangs and Fast Fords, your 5-liter power source. Modern Mustang, for all your modern Mustang needs. Mustangs Unlimited, 800-243-7278. Vortex Superchargers, get super power with Vortex. And by Prodigy Motorsports.